Andy and Stacy for another episode of Flipping Chico, a retrospective this time.
That's right.
So before we get started though, we just want to toast first day of school to all the moms, the dads that made it through summer, and the teachers that are going to have a fantastic
awesome.
year.
I'm so happy.
I bet, yeah.
So great to be in the first day of school.
So let's talk a little bit about, you dropped your kids off at school today?
I did. 3 kids, 2 schools, 1 new junior hire. And as I was driving up to Bidwell, I was like, oh, I can't believe I have a junior hire. And it made me remember that that's where we actually met.
We did.
Sometime in the 80s-ish.
80-something. Let's just call it 80s.
I'm sure it was late 80s.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's where we first met.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize at that time that our lives would intertwine later on.
Here we are, 30 years later.
Yep.
Working together. I know, sorry. But let's go back. This is a retrospective. So let's go back to where it all began. Where'd you buy your first house?
So I bought my first house in Davis in 99. And my mom was a big part of that. She was just like, I said, this is what I want to do. And she was like, do it. How hard could that be? And so I bought my first house and then kind of moved up the property ladder in Davis and kind of fixer-uppers.
Yeah.
4 houses in Davis and then moved back to Chico in 2005, I think.
Okay, so you did your first house in Davis. We have that.
Yeah.
These are such fun photos.
They're so funny because the thing that makes me laugh is this was definitely DIY central.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of me just basically, I look exactly the same right now, like telling people what to do, get on it. And then there was no YouTube, there was no Google, there was no way to figure things out other than reading a book and talking to the guys at the hardware store. So I'm actually doing flooring right here, but I'm using a radial arm saw, which is totally the not right piece of equipment for that, but I didn't have anything else. And so my father-in-law had given that to me, and so I used that until I just struggled and realized, okay, I need to get some proper tools. So.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you've learned a lot since then. And I saw in here that there was a kitchen photo. That was really cool. And that style of kitchen is now completely outdated.
Outdated. But at the time, it was really fun. Yeah. And it is kind of fun to look at those pictures and see how much styles have changed. And to also just look back and think, a lot of that I just did kind of on the fly, learning and teaching myself. So.
And then you came back to Chico.
And that's kind of where we reconnected, is in the backyard. We were selling a house over next to the park. Yeah, it backed up to the park. And so we had redone that house and loved it, but we're ready for a change. I know that house is so amazing.
I was showing it, right?
Yeah, you were showing it and you sat down in the backyard and you're like, I just want to sit here forever. And I'm like, I know, it's so wonderful. But we had other things to do and then moved on to the Mansion Park area, which is also an amazing neighborhood. So
well, I can't wait to look at that one in retrospect as well. But really quick, where do you get your inspiration from? Like, how did you start? I mean, you mentioned your mom kind of got you going in the whole Davis projects.
Yeah, I mean, the whole time I was growing up, my mom was remodeling her house because it started off as just, I think, 1,100 square foot, 1.5 bath house. And she was just constantly kind of remodeling and expanding it as money would allow. And that has gone on. Actually, she did a remodel 2 years ago. So that has just continued. And so that just kind of inspired me to be interested in that type of thing. And honestly, it just started with, I want to own a home and I want to make it nice, and I have to figure it out myself because I didn't have a lot of money. And that's kind of where the whole DIY thing started. And then later on, after I had children, I wanted to go back to work, and I thought, well, what is something that I know how to do? I have an English literature degree, which isn't really marketable. And I realized that actually I had this skill set that I had developed over the course of 10 or 15 years that I could use in a way that I could start my own business and do that. So
well, you've definitely done that.
Yeah.
You've done fabulous homes, almost over 20, and I think now on the next episode we're going to be taking a look at the Mansion Park area.
Yeah.
All right, I can't wait.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Stay tuned for the next episodes of Flipping Chico, a retrospective. You're going to see a lot of amazing, amazing transformations. See you soon.